So in the last devlog, I showed you guys the basic player controller that I made and some of the bare bone animations. The previous animations were mine, so I'll take complete accountability for those mistakes. But there is hope. Lerp came in and completely redid all the animations. Run, jump, spin, roll, and so much more. They're all revamped and updated, and they feel so much better than the awful ones that I made. Do you remember in the last devlog when I said, and I'm thinking of turning the dash into a dive in the future, so this won't be permanent? Yeah, I completely followed through with that, and I changed the dash into this roll dive sort of thing. It's not perfect, and it's nowhere near final, because again, it's a work in progress, but it's a start nonetheless. Right now it feels pretty good, but there are a few animations bugs that Lerp and myself are going to have to figure out, but that's a problem for the future. Now, of course, on the thumbnail of the video, you saw that our little pal Gooby can fly. Well, not really fly, he more or less glides.
What a Weasley little liar, dude.
But here are the first pass animation of when he glides. It starts by the player pressing the glide button, which then triggers the animation montage to deploy the glider and then transitions into the glide fall state. Don't care? Yeah, me neither. Anyway, I'm sure that some of you saw the particles that I made, and more specifically the footsteps and the glider deploy. These are again a work in progress and are most likely going to change. For now, I'm pretty proud of these particles, and they work for what I'm going for right now, so that's great. So I saw that some of you guys wanted me to change the blue checkpoint markers from a blue cube to literally anything else, and to be completely honest, I couldn't agree more. I mean, look at it. Ugly. Many of you had the same idea as well as myself to turn it into a mailbox because, well, Gooby's a mailman. So I modded up a mailbox, textured it, and gave it to Lerp to animate. Here are the animations, and honestly, they look pretty great. Oh, and I also added a sound effect to where whenever the player walks near it, it'll play this sound. However, there is one problem. When the player dies and respawns at the checkpoint, the glide falling state gets completely broken. My guess is that the animation state isn't being called because the player's respawning and it's repossessing the character. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah, me neither. I'm sure I'll figure it out, but I'll figure it out for the next devlog, so I'm not too concerned about it. You've also may have noticed I've been playing around with the lighting, which I know is pretty dumb to do pretty early on in development, but I just wanted to see how it would come out. It doesn't look too bad, but of course there's always room for improvement. So let me know what you guys think. As far as the levels are concerned, I've changed the demo level that was shown off in the last devlog, so now if you go in these little caverns, the camera will switch to a fixed location, which will make the camera system feel a lot more dynamic. I've also added it to where the player has a custom rendered depth pass, which pretty much means that the player can be rendered behind objects. It's a pretty simple shader, and I think I showed it off the last devlog, but I've improved it since then, so I thought I'd show it off now. I also have some new movement features that I'd love to show off, however, they're still in the prototype phase. Now, who am I kidding? The entire game's in the prototyping phase. Anyway, once I polish up the animations, I'd love to show it off for the next devlog. For the next devlog, I have some plans that I want to do. So I'm going to focus on the 3 C's. But Rigby, what are the 3 C's? I'm glad you asked, viewer. The 3 C's stand for character, controller, and camera. These 3 things I want to really get right before I move on to level design and some of the more complex or fun stuff. I think within the next few weeks, the player will start to feel really polished and pretty solid to the point I'm happy with it. After that, I can focus on more of the fun stuff like enemies, health system, and level mechanics. That's all I've got right now, but before I go, I want to thank you guys so much for the support in the last video. It was extremely well received, and I could not be more grateful. Thanks for watching, and make sure to join my Discord to get some sneak peeks about Gooby, and just talk about game dev stuff. So thanks, and take it easy.